Hi, hello.
Hello?
Is this Jocelyn?
Hey, Joyceman. Yes, it is.
Hey, how are you? This is Tommy Bryson. Just want to ask you if you want this call to be recorded or not recorded.
Yeah, you can record it.
All right, so
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't even write down the information, so yeah, you can record it.
All right, awesome. How can I help you?
Yeah. So I recently got a Roth IRA,
Okay.
but I need to know what to do with it.
Okay. So what's your current situation like? Like how much money do you make and all that stuff?
Um, well, I just have like $100 going to it per check. I make 46 a year from that
Okay.
job, and then I own a couple businesses.
Okay. All right. So it sound can you I I can't really hear you with that with the noise.
Yeah, I wasn't saying anything. I was waiting on you to respond.
Okay. All right. So the first thing is before we start investing, the number one question is do you have any debt right now?
Nothing but a car payment. I paid it all off when I
Oh,
first started talking to you.
how much do you owe on the car?
We paying principal payments on that too, so it's about nine.
9,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's your monthly payment?
Um, five, but we pay them like eight now.
Okay, 500, but you pay 8. And how much is this car worth?
They slowed us on it. It might be worth what we owe at this point.
Okay,
It's
so you
about 3, 4 years old.
okay, so you want to check Kelly's Blue Book. Now, the reason I asked you that because basically, when you Kelly's Blue, by the way, is a website to check the car value. But the number one thing is basically before you start investing, I would stop right now all my investment, especially for example into the Roth IRA, 401k, whatever you have going on right now. Just pause it for now. Put all your extra money into your debts. Now, usually I use the avalanche method, meaning for example, you pay the debt that costs you the most money, highest APR. In this case, you have no credit card debt, no student loan debt, none of that stuff, and you only have
Right.
the car note, right? So if you only have the car note, you can just put all your money towards this car note. However, though, the big question is if I don't need this car, potentially I could sell it for what it's worth, maybe 8,000, 9,000. I'd be done with it. Then I buy, for example, a little used car for $3,000 or $4,000 cash. That way I don't have to be paying this off for the next like 6 to 12 months. But it's up to you on how you want to do it. So you want to pay this car off, or you want to sell it?
I'll look into selling it.
Yeah, so if you're willing to sell it, the basic idea is basically if this car is worth 8,000 and you sell it, for example, on the private market for that much, the answer is well, once you sell it, you pay that back, you grab $1,000 more, you pay that also, you're done with that, and then you save up the money to buy, for example, a used vehicle, $3,000, $4,000, but you pay cash for it. Now, once you're debt free, the next step is going to be you want to start saving up for emergencies. By this point, though, right, you can invest maybe 5% of your money, 1 to 5%, but no more. Because your entire priority here is to save for emergencies. So in this case, you want to save up 3 to 6 months worth of emergencies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you invest into? You say you have a job, right? A W-2, but you also have, for example, business and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. Does your W-2 job have, for example, a 401k match plan, anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Okay, so you can potentially say, hey, I'm going to put 5% towards that, also get some free money to maximize everything. But all your extra money, once you're debt free, should be going, for example, towards your emergency fund to build it up as fast as possible, 3 to 6 months worth. And by the way,
Okay.
do you have any cash right now?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so if you have no cash, you also need a budget because it means, for example, you maybe don't know where your money is going. So every budget just has, for example, just four walls, meaning, for example, you have shelter, you have utilities, you have groceries, and you have, lastly, transportation. Anything else outside of that is going to be a want, so you want to cut it off. But even what you do need, you want to see if you can actually negotiate it down. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And then when it comes to the Roth IRA, when you're actually ready to put money into that, when you're actually investing maybe like 15 to 20%, once you're actually, for example, are debt free, have a full blown emergency account, the answer is, what do you invest into? What I invest into is basically ETFs. But I don't have a Roth IRA because basically I can't qualify for it because I make too much money. But in your case, if you qualify for a Roth IRA, the answer is you want to pick some good ETFs, or for example, make it with Vanguard or Fidelity. Now, what I invest into is basically into the Vanguard S&P 500, that ETF. Also, for example, into international market, also into the REITs market, the small cap market, corporate bonds, treasury bonds. However, though, the main goal is what you want to do is you want to go to one of my videos. Just type in, for example, how to invest $8,000, Tommy Bryson. You'll see it, and I'll tell you exactly what I invest into, but most importantly, why I invest into what I invest. The goal is you want to have a diversified portfolio. That way you don't carry that much risk.
Okay.
But for right now, I would pause all investing and focus on becoming debt free. Because, for example, how much is the interest rate on that car?
Nah, it's up there. It's like 21, I think. Or something.
Yeah, so imagine for
19.
it. Yeah, so even 19, 21%, right? Imagine you trying to invest and making 8, 10%, while the dealer or the lender is charging you, for example, 19, 21%. You just can't build wealth like that. That's why the first step is always you want to get out of debt. Okay?
Okie dokie.
All right. And by the way, once you are investing that 15% to 20%, when you're actually like debt free, have a full blown emergency account, you can get into, for example, saving up for a down payment on a home, putting down 10, 20% on that. Do you rent right now?
Yeah.
How much is your rent?
1100.
1,100. And you say what's your monthly income?
Monthly about 6.
6,000. That's after tax or before tax?
Before tax.
Okay. Okay. What is it? What is it after tax?
About 50. About 52. Somewhere in there.
Okay. Let's just say $5,000, right? Now, let me ask you a question here, right? Because if you're spending $1,100 when it comes to your rent, that's only around 22% of your monthly income. So where's the rest of your money going if you have no money right now?
Cryptocurrencies and charities.
And what?
Charity.
How much do you give to charity?
About 200 a month.
Okay, so okay. Now, if you're teething, which basically means you're basically like giving them like 10% to the church or the charity, whatever you want to do, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tithe. Yeah, that's fine. 10% is fine. I understand that.
Uh-huh.
However, though, as far as like investing into anything right now, whether it's crypto or whatever it is, you should pause all of that. And by the way, the goal is you want to have money not today, but you want to have money also 10, 20, 30 years from now. So when you're picking these investments like into crypto and all this stuff, understand the risk of you losing everything you actually have. Okay?
Yep.
So I wouldn't recommend that. I recommend basically find out and read more about mutual funds and index funds. A great book on that, because the goal, I can tell you what I do, but you want to know why I do it. Read a book. It's called The Little Book About Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. It's going to help you out a lot to understand exactly the best way to invest. How much money do you think you have left over after you get paid and you pay all your bills?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so the first step is you just want to get a budget, and you want to write down those 4 walls: shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Everything else, you got to cut it out. Any investment, you pause it. And I guarantee you'll have, for example, extra money, because basically your rent is only 22% of your monthly income, which, by the way, is not that high at all. So you should have a lot of money like for free every single month, that's money you could use, for example, to pay off this car even faster. You should be debt free within 2-3 months. All right. You have any more questions?
Yep. No, that's it.
All right. All right. Thank you for the call. If you want to call again, feel free to do so. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Peace out, Jocelyn. All right, so that right there was Jocelyn. You know, sounds like the lady's doing her laundry and not really that interested whatsoever. But honestly, when you think about it, okay, how do you make $5,000 a month? You only pay $1,100 in rent, only 22%, by the way, but you have zero money, like zero cash. You know, whether, and by the way, you're investing like $100 into your Roth IRA. How much was you having in cryptocurrency? Probably not that much either. You know, I should have asked that to be 100% sure there, but it's probably not going to be more than like $10,000 actually invested outside of that. Okay. My point is this. If you can basically lower your expenses like 60% of what you actually make, the answer is you should have a lot of money left over. For example, guys, okay, if she lives 5,000 divided, well, multiplied by 0.60, she should still have, well, not, that's not the math at all. It's 5,000 multiplied by 40%. She should have, for example, $2,000 extra every single month, which means, for example, if she sells this car and she pays it off in 1 month, great, she's out of debt that way. When she buys a new car, it takes her, for example, 1 to 2 months to save up to buy a car that she actually can afford. And then she gets, for example, saving up for emergencies and everything else. So in this case, my idea is this. It sounds like, hey, I want to get started with investing. I want to make more money. I want to do more stuff. But sometimes the key is just slowing down and taking things step by step. That's the goal. If you make money and have no money left over, basically, you don't have a budget. You don't know where the money's going. So you want a budget. You want to use those 4 walls. You want to know exactly where your money is going all of the time. You want to be like a scary stalker for your money. Every dollar has to be accounted for. That's the goal here. In her case, though, I'm a little worried here. However, if you follow the steps step by step, you'll get exactly where you want to get, okay? But by the way, the thing is, with crypto, well, now it crashed, so might not be that anymore. When you're making money, you think everything is fine, but sometimes it's not fine, okay? That's the whole idea, guys, okay? Be careful with this stuff. Take it step by step and take it simple. The simple steps are usually going to be the best. Especially, by the way, this lady has an amazing income, okay? So shout out to that, okay? Shout out to that income. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you want to join me on my next call for free, feel free to join the call down below. But remember, okay, the calls are running out the space, so get in while you still can. Link down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. If you want to DM me, we'll DM me right here at Tommy Bryson. And on top of that, lastly, check out my second channel, also linked down below, The Tommy Bryson Show, where I post there every single day also. See you guys tomorrow. As always, peace. Another video here, and also my face right here. Peace out, guys.